The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Okay. Okay, we'll just do that for right now.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sally on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warms up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is Thursday. It is September 29th. We are safe. There's no hurricane here. So we're safe. We're good. Welcome, everybody, to the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast, coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast on Twitch. We're on Twitch. Look who's here. Les Degen is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you like that Twitch?
That was a great Twitch.
That was not rehearsed, by the way.
We had, Jules. She's a comedian. Jules. Julie Carrion is her last name. Is her real name?
Carry On?
Yeah.
They charge extra for Carry On?
Yes, exactly.
No, I'm not familiar with
Oh,
it.
okay. Well, I mentioned Twitch the other day. She was in here on Monday, and she started singing Twitch, Twitch. You must remember.
So you think you could dance? No, I'm sorry.
Oh no, goes back.
Oh, but did you know there is a guy named Twitch that won So You Think You Could Dance? And now he was on the Ellen show. He was like the DJ.
Okay.
Anyway, but
we're old, so I'm talking about our childhood. Wow, I thought for sure you would get this.
Twitch from our childhood.
Yeah, it was on the Flintstones. There was a singer. He would sing, and she even sang the song. Now I can't remember it, but that was like
Let me think if I can.
I'm sure if we could probably look it up on YouTube.
Come on, Barney, we got a water buffalo meeting. Where's Twitch? No, I don't remember.
That was pretty good, though.
Okay, Fred. By the way, who's Twitch? Well, know something? 21 years doing comedy, I've never done a Fred Flintstones or Barney Rubble impression.
No, I thought that was pretty good.
Right here on the Knockem Dead radio show.
Making history.
Making history.
Let me get this a little closer to
A
you.
little closer. You mean I didn't scream loud enough? They didn't hear me loud enough there?
I didn't hear Truson yelling, and I usually do.
Oh, okay.
As most
Hi,
people
John.
do.
How are you?
Jeff Bosey says, Les Degen, cool.
All right.
Hello, Kirsten. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Good to see you. Hope everybody's well. Hope you enjoyed yesterday. We're not here on Wednesday, so I'm just.
Where are you on Wednesday?
Not here. Well, actually, you know what? I was here.
Is there a secret that we...
No, I just.
Okay.
Wednesdays is just the day that I try to catch up on behind the scenes stuff in here.
Oh, okay.
Because
We all need a day off.
we all need a day. There you go.
That's right.
Sure. So how are you, pal?
I'm as good as you. Thank you. So
No, you're better than that.
I hope that's good. Thank you so much for having me. I
Always a pleasure.
We go way back.
Yep.
And ooh, my goodness. You couldn't get a bigger microphone? I got no room here. Okay.
It is. It's like thicker than your head.
Anyway, it's always fun schmoozing with you.
Schmoozing.
For those of you who don't know what schmoozing is, it's what we're doing.
And we do it well. And then even before we went on, we really gonna schmooze. You asked to cross swords. So I mean, it was
That's
that.
right.
Talk about schmoozing.
In case you don't know what cross swords are, betting you shouldn't know.
Right. I was actually very surprised that that's. You usually don't go that way, humor wise.
Are you suggesting that by crossing swords, it means only if you go that way do you? I'm
Don't knock it till you try it, I guess. Right.
I'm a proud heterosexual man
Right,
that
right.
has no problem crossing swords with the right swordsman.
Oh, and that.
I don't know.
Oh, in that case,
Funny, on
I'm
the ride
flattered.
over here, this is not what I imagined we would be talking about.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
It's a weird start. All right, let's
Yes.
bring it
let's
back.
put
So-
the swords away for a second.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're in a good mood because I was worried you'd be upset, with the passing of Coolio. I know you're a big fan.
I knew who Coolio was the same as I knew who Twitch was. So no, it is very sad.
Absolutely, it's sad for anybody goes,
That's
but
But I'm over it now. We had a nice shiver call last night.
did you? Yeah,
I brought an Entenmann's cake.
nice.
It was. You didn't know Coolio was Jewish, did you?
Well, I have read that the full name is Coolioberg. I have heard that.
Yes.
Coolio-Steen.
Yes,
Coolio-Steen.
and we were bar mitzvah together in Sunnyside at the Young Israel of Sunnyside on 45th Street.
Right,
We
right.
both had our parties at Leonard's of Great Neck.
Of course.
No idea what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Here's something that you will know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Aaron Judge,
Oh, Aaron Judge.
the big night
Aaron
last
Judge.
night.
Did you watch it live?
I was watching it live at the time. Yes.
Oh, all right. That was
Very cool.
That was very exciting. Unfortunately, I bailed a little early. I went to sleep. I didn't even watch the Mets, win, at the end.
Right.
With,
Escobar.
but with Escobar,
Yep.
but it's about time he came through with
Well,
something like
yeah,
that.
but he's having a great September. So
Yeah, that's
keep
true.
that going for the
And when I
postseason.
woke up this morning, first thing I did was go online, and I was so thrilled that he hit the home run because I was now. People will always see me wearing my Mets cap, and now I'm talking about Judge and the Yankees. I grew up in Sunnyside, Queens.
Right.
And in the early 60s, my friends and I were all big Yankee fans. As a 7-year-old, I vividly remember Roger Maris breaking Ruth's record.
Wow.
And it was terrific. All my friends and I were like 7, 8 years old. We took on the persona of the Yankees. Like the more popular kids, like we'd call each other Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Whitey Ford,
Who were you?
Yogi Berra. Me, I was Hector Lopez.
Hector Lopez.
Right, who was, a star on the team. He was
Was
an
he? Yeah.
outfielder, but he wasn't
Okay.
really one of the elite guys like, who I mentioned.
And how did you pick? Like, did you guys look
Well,
like?
I guess the more popular kids that, were the leaders, they said who you're going to be. So
okay.
the popular, I won't say his name because we're still Facebook friends probably. He said, I'm Mickey Mantle Les, you're Hector Lopez.
Yeah. I was thinking Phil Rizzuto.
Phil Rizzo, you mean I'd be an announcer?
Well, no.
Holy cow, this could be it.
Actually, was he already done playing by then?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, he was gone. Okay,
I'm
never
not
mind.
that old, Tony. I'm old, but I'm not that old. Anyway, so we used to be big Yankee fans. The things that come to mind is, in addition to that being the persona, like whenever we'd be listening on our transistor radios. You don't remember the transistor radios.
I do.
We'd be sitting in front of the house, and if Mickey Mantle hit a home run, then we would all go up to the kid who was Mickey Mantle, and we'd go, yeah, Mick, yeah, Mick, yeah, Mick, yeah, Mick, yeah, Mick. I'm like
That's
Hector
great.
Lopez waiting to do something. So anyway, and the other big thing was we all drank Yoo-Hoo. I don't know if you remember out there in land, people old as me out there in radio land, but Yoo-Hoo had commercials with Yogi, climbing
Right, yeah.
up the Yoo-Hoo sign, and he was their big spokesperson. But with Yoo-Hoo, and it was great marketing because you got your parents to buy you Yoo-Hoo.
Right.
They used to have bottle caps with cork in the bottom of the bottle cap, and when you scraped out the cork inside, there would be a picture of one of the Yankees.
Oh.
So
Okay.
you would have to keep buying all the drinks so that you'd collect
them all, right.
collect
Yep.
all of them. So that was plus baseball cards.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you'd be going in, need it, got it,
Yep.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And then, you'd open
Checklist.
it up, and,
Yep.
like, I already got Bill Stafford, I don't want to, I got Dooley Womack, and then all of a sudden, like, you'd get Roger Maris. Oh, baby!
Mm-hmm.
So it was an exciting time.
Yes.
So Roger Maris was one of my heroes. I was always a big Mickey Mantle fan. I actually had his 500th home run poster on my front door. Behind
Nice.
my bed, I had Raquel Welch from 2000 BC, whatever it was,
Right.
2 million, 1 million.
Right. Yeah, I don't even remember.
That's not in my my cheat sheet notes over here.
I just
Anyway,
think the Shawshank Redemption, right? Wasn't that the same poster that he
yes,
had?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're big Yankee fans. So when I watched him hit the home run, and then the family reaction, the Marisons
Right.
were there, I actually got somewhat verklempt. I was
Sure.
like, I welled up, not making a joke.
No,
It
I'm
was-
with you, yeah.
And it brought me back to the old days.
Right.
And what a class act.
Right. Oh,
He is.
Maris,
What
yeah.
a-
Or Judge.
Judge. Well, Maris
Yeah.
too.
Well, yes.
Maris too. So to break the record is, I just hope he hits number 62.
Sure. And, yeah, it was nice, gave the ball to his mom. The whole thing was, very classy, very well done.
So it's wonderful. And even though I was going to say everyone sees me wearing a Mets cap, I'm talking about the Yankees. So growing up in Sunnyside, Queens, I mean, first there were no Mets. We were all Yankee
True,
fans.
right.
But then when the Mets started in 62, they played the Polo
Polo
Grounds.
Grounds, yep.
But then in 64, 65, they came to Shea Stadium. I lived in
Right.
Sunnyside.
So you're right
for
there,
a
yeah.
token, $1.30 admission, and like 20 minutes to get there. I used to live at Shea Stadium.
Right.
So, and we went to Yankee games too. So I love both my children. I root for them both, but when push comes to shove, my whoop.
There it is. Nice.
When push comes to shove, I root for Twitch. No. My heart is in Flushing, and you know what? I don't want them to be in a Subway series because I could never root against the Yankees.
Oh, wow.
So
So what?
maybe if either one will make it, I'm hoping it's the Mets.
Sure.
But It's all right. It's all good.
So what did you do in 2000 when it was a Subway Series?
Well, I rooted for the Mets, but I didn't root against the Yankees.
Right.
In other words, but I wasn't. I would have been more into it if they had played another team instead, where I could really. Because then I'd say like, yeah, you beat them Yankees. Yeah, you suck.
Right.
I wasn't like that.
Yeah.
In other words, I root for both teams. So.
But you're the nicest guy going. I can't even see you saying that, like when the Mets play Boston or Kansas City in the World Series. I can't see you saying, you suck, sit down. I don't know.
Well, maybe in having fun.
Yeah,
I would,
true.
I would.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
And I'm with you, by the way. In my opinion, it's impossible to hate. How can you hate the Yankees? All that history, all those great players that have come through. I mean, all the guys we're talking about it, but even more recently, Jeter, who was probably the closest thing to the perfect ball player that, in my opinion, has ever played. Never heard a single negative word about him off the field.
Right.
Never a day where he didn't hustle. I mean, the guy was just he led and played his heart out his whole career.
Yeah. Every now and then, somebody like that comes out of the
Right.
woodwork. Well,
And-
there's more than you hear of.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And I think we came close with Wright, but unfortunately his career was
Yeah, that's a shame.
cut short. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, congratulations, Aaron Judge, on hitting number 61. You are tied for best record
Yeah.
for hitting most home runs in the American League without juice.
Without juice, exactly.
Right.
Which is something that should be mentioned.
Well, actually, in the American League, there was when Mark McGwire didn't he do it with the Cardinals?
Yes.
Yeah, but he was also an A.
He was with Oakland first.
But he didn't. But some of his home runs are
True. Yeah.
He's juiced. That's right.
Juiced him and Sosa, and then even Bonds.
And Bonds, right? Yeah. They should make juice part of the game.
Just make it part of the game.
Yeah, make it part of the game.
Do it right there on the field.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Why not? Everybody wants to see the home run ball anyway, right?
What's the difference? So let everybody do it.
Pitch like 175 miles an hour.
My feeling, yes, it is cheating, and you're not supposed to do it. So really, judges the real, with doing it clean.
Hopefully, yeah.
But I always looked at it though that even though you took steroids, you might have been stronger, but does it improve your hand, eye and? You still have to be.
You have to have the
these
talent.
guys still would have hit a lot of home runs.
Yes, absolutely right.
So
Yeah, which is a valid argument.
If you weren't on steroids right now, wouldn't you still be a good talk show host?
Well, I'm not a good talk show host. It takes a lot more than steroids to improve that.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know what I need, but I definitely need something.
Okay.
Did you see? So you did see the replay though. You didn't watch it live.
I
You saw the
watched it.
replay.
I saw the replay. Watched it several times while I was having breakfast this morning.
So a few thoughts came to mind when and then I did too. I rewatched it several times this morning as well. There was a guy, he leaning down who just missed the damn ball. So I felt bad for that guy.
Oh yeah.
The dollars that the payout that he just missed. But it ended up being caught by the Yankees were playing in Toronto,
right.
Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto bullpen coach Matt Bushman caught the ball.
Bushman. Jewish?
I guess so.
Mac.
So what was that?
Mac Bushman?
Matt Bushman, yeah.
Matt Bushman.
Is that what you said just now? Matt? Is that what you yelled?
Yeah, no.
I thought you yelled something out.
Let me fix my hearing aids. I do wear them, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, yeah.
How long have you been wearing those?
For a while now.
Wow. Yeah, they're like camouflage.
Once again? You can't see them. They're little things.
Oh. Well,
are
we still talking about the hearing aids? Yeah.
Swords. Okay. All right. Anyway, what was the question? You were gonna say something very profound.
No, there's nothing profound over here.
Okay.
Matt Bushman is married to Sarah Walsh, who covers the NFL and soccer on Fox. I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she is.
But this is what I read. So upon getting word that her husband caught the ball, she went to Twitter to announce her retirement. And she's actually in Florida right now, so she said, they're dealing with Hurricane Ian, but the good news is I can now retire because, her husband caught the ball. But, of course, her husband gave the ball back to Judge. You know, they're professional
Of
baseball.
course.
He gave it back.
Who wouldn't just
Right.
give
Right.
this baseball?
Except
You can get them at motels,
exactly.
anywhere. Just who wouldn't give it back?
Except for a fellow millionaire.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, she announces her retirement. Apparently, then hearing the news that her husband just gave the ball back,
Right.
she then went back on Twitter, announced that she was not pleased with her husband's decision. And then she said, "Oh, cool. He handed that back without checking to see if our house is still here, because with the hurricane."
Right.
She wrote, "I'd next like to announce our divorce." That's what she said.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, I mean,
That's hilarious.
yeah, they're getting divorced. But no, hopefully she's joking. But
Well, you never know.
right,
You never know.
right. And then there was some weird coincidences. So you have Aaron Judge, he broke Roger Maris's record, who broke Babe Ruth's record.
Right.
All three are Yankees.
Yes.
All three played right field for the Yankees.
Yes.
And so the record was, is 61. Roger Maris did it in 1961, as you
61.
mentioned. Aaron ties it 61 years later,
Right.
which that I thought that's the weirdest one for me.
Yeah.
And then the last one, a little bit of a stretch, but we'll go with it anyway. Roger Maris wore number 9. Aaron Judge is 99.
Right. And Babe Ruth was number 3, but if you
Which divides into 9.
but if you shorten the 3 on the bottom and you fill in the 3 on top, it's a 9.
Exactly. Whoa, you just blew my mind, Les Degen. Whoa.
So there you have it. You know what's ironic though, that it's that he did it in Canada.
Yes.
I mean, obviously
Yeah.
there's Canadian teams, but it's
Yeah.
the American League,
American pastime,
and he
done in Canada.
American National, and he does it in Canada.
Well, yeah, but maybe he'll break the record in America,
That would be
in
nice.
New York.
That
yeah.
would be nice. I really do hope he breaks it. Can
I
you
do.
imagine if he doesn't?
It's still an amazing feat.
Yeah, it's still an amazing feat. I
Yeah.
know the Maris family is hoping that he doesn't.
Right. You have this, and see that too. That this poor bastard, Roger Maris's son, has to be at the game, watch the ball and be all cheerful. Meanwhile, he's thinking, "No, that's my dad's record, you son of a
Yeah,
bitch."
yeah,
Then he's got to
yeah.
hug the mother and act like he's all happy for her.
Right? Can you imagine, he's there when he hits number 62. The whole place is going wild, man.
Right.
He goes, Aaron, yeah, you're better than your dad was. That's what that means.
Aaron
That's what
goes
that
right up to the
means.
son.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, to me that's got to be a weird thing to stand there and cheer. Yeah, please break my dad's record.
Yeah.
Please
Well,
be
we-
better
I know
than my
we're
dad.
talking before the show, but still, him breaking the record will always be Aaron Judge broke Roger Maris's record. So
Yes,
he's
yes.
still always going to be in the
Yes.
in the history book.
And then also, like we talked about before, just always being remembered with this great movie that was made.
That's right. That's right.
The movie 61, yeah. Made
Good-
by
good
Long
s-
Island's own
good stuff.
Billy Crystal. Okay. And speaking of movies, I read an article where Tom Hanks says he made 4 pretty good films. 4.
For pretty good films,
Yes.
is that to suggest that these great movies he called pretty good?
Yes.
That's his way of. So he's a modest guy. He's like Aaron Judge of movies, right?
Sure.
I
all
had
right.
61 pretty good home runs.
I had 61 pretty good hits.
Yes, yes, much better. So okay, keep going.
So naturally, I think, and that's my reaction too. I was surprised. 4 pretty. This guy. This is Tom Hanks. He's like the Henry Fonda of our time, of this era, and 4 pretty good. I think we can name a whole slew of fantastic films that Tom Hanks
I
has
wonder
made.
which 4 he's talking about.
Well, that's where I was going to go with this.
So what do I think?
Yeah, tell me what you think
All
would
right,
be,
let's see.
and then I'll tell you what he said.
Wow, we've done a lot more than 4.
Right.
Well, you big.
Oh, I didn't even think of that one.
has to be right there. Well, because you're still thinking of the crossing sword, so you're thinking.
I am
You're
distracted.
thinking
Yes.
small.
Well, yeah, right.
Let's see, big.
Yep.
Wow. What's the one where he's on the deserted island?
Castaway.
Castaway.
Yep.
He played Captain Phillips with the pirating of the
Love that
Somali
movie.
pirates.
Yep.
He played, I guess, the pilot that brought the.
Sully.
Right.
Yep.
What
Well,
else?
Forrest Gump.
Oh, you see that? There's so many
Right.
that I like. Forrest Gump
Yep.
is like, it's the fifth one I thought of.
Right. Exactly.
That's how. So,
Right. And then one of my favorite movies of all time, Max, but it was so early. A lot of people don't mention it anymore. Splash.
Oh yeah,
Love that movie.
with Daryl Hannah.
Right. And John Candy playing his
And
brother.
John Candy,
What a
that's
great
right.
movie. So now, all right. So most of the movies you just mentioned, not on his list as the four.
What can I? Well, the
Yeah.
one where he played the Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that one too with Leo DiCaprio. Right. Yeah. And that was a remake of correct.
Or was it? I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not.
Was it? You could be right.
I probably not. I'm not sure.
You may be right.
Maybe crazy.
But I'm just not the lunatic you're looking for.
Okay.
Turn out the light. Still, I do the whole song.
Go ahead. No, we got.
okay.
We still have another hour. So, yeah. So he mentioned he was doing an interview and he mentioned four pretty good films.
Right.
Didn't mention what four he was referring to. But then this article I read, the person who wrote it did the research and found an interview he did last year, the Bill Simmons podcast. I'm not familiar with it, but he mentioned three on this podcast.
Okay.
So, number one, A League of Their Own.
Oh,
Great
okay.
film. Great
All
film.
right.
Because all I did all summer was play baseball. Okay. All right. So Castaway, we just had bold adventures when we were making that movie. The third one, we shot it on a hope and a dream that nothing. Sorry, I'll start that again. We shot it on a hope and a dream and nothing but a circle of love. Talking about the movie Cloud Atlas. I've never even heard of this movie.
Cloud Atlas?
Never even heard of it. And then they even had the article I read had a picture. He has blonde hair and he's bald up top and a goatee. No clue.
You can add that to Twitch and the other lady you were talking about, and the rapper that just. Let's add this. This is the theme for today. People we've never heard of that we're going to be talking about today.
I'm educating you. But it's worth pointing out that his reasons for picking those movies
Right.
was based on the experience that he had while making them, not the movie itself.
Oh, okay.
And this article I read said it talks about Cloud Atlas. It says it's a notorious flop, but Hanks claims that movie altered his entire consciousness, and it's the only movie of his that he has seen more than twice. And then the journalist who wrote this article said it is worth finding this movie and watching it.
Okay. I'm like curious now.
Yeah, me too, actually. And then they're guessing the fourth film is That Thing You Do. Do you remember that movie where he was like a Brian Epstein type character to a Beatle type band?
Yes, That Thing You Do. Okay.
Because he wrote it and directed it.
Oh, okay.
So they're assuming that's the one. So
Well, so that's a little ambiguous of him then to say. I made four pretty good, and by his answer to which they are, they mean something to him.
right.
But okay.
So yeah, which is why I found it interesting. And then of course, but there are some. He has done some clunkers, and there's a few movies that he even admits are awful.
Right.
The Man with One Red Shoe.
I remember that.
Yeah. He said, not a very good movie, no clear focus. The Bonfire of the Vanities with him and Bruce Willis, which
okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie too much, but it was a terrific book.
Right. And I remember there was a big buzz when the movie came out because of the book.
The book was
the
wonderful.
movie was a big flop. And Here, this one surprised me. Hanks calls this movie horrible, terrible, and he should have done something else. Scene by scene, he just feels this movie is just absolutely horrible. Saving Private Ryan.
Oh.
Fantastic movie, in my opinion. Yeah, I was surprised, very surprised to read that.
Why would he publicly say something like that?
I don't know.
There's a director, a producer, there's a movie studio. He's bashing.
True, good point. I didn't even think of that. You're right.
Yeah.
Thought that was kind of weird.
Like me writing, like doing an article and saying, yeah, I've worked with 4 pretty good radio hosts. And how come Tony wasn't on the list?
No, that's no surprise to anybody.
Interview by interview, topic by topic. Nah.
Yeah. So and then Dragnet was also mentioned too. Yeah, which I don't even. I remember he made the movie. I don't remember the movie itself, but apparently he raps in the movie.
Was that a comedy?
Yeah, I think it was him and Aykroyd, if I remember right.
Oh, okay, yeah, with Joe Friday and Office Again.
Right,
that
right.
that was a great show when I was a kid.
Yeah, back then, yes, but a movie, no.
Wow.
And then the Da Vinci Code movies, he doesn't like them.
Oh, love the books though.
Mm-hmm. You're a big reader?
I am.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I am. I'm reading a David Baldacci book right now. I do a lot of reading.
Really?
Mainly not. I don't read nonfiction. I'm not into biographies or whatever, but I read a lot of fiction with detective, espionage, spies, FBI's.
Yes, me too. Encyclopedia Brown. I read them all. You remember those? No?
Of course. Of course.
So is this reading that you've always been a reader, or is this a retirement thing?
Actually, maybe more than you need to know, but for the sake of our audience enjoying all these wonderful, deep topics of ours, I was never into reading books. I mean, other than high school and college where I had to read something.
Right.
All right. I just didn't read on my own. But then I went to Europe in July of 1983 with a buddy of mine.
Okay.
And we went to a lot of countries. We did a Eurail pass by train, backpack with, photos, $20, Europe on $20.
That's
I did it
fantastic.
again, sorry.
That's all right.
Did I just apologize to the microphone?
You did. You looked right at it. So I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. For those of you who just joined the show now and missed the beginning, that was a brilliant callback. Okay. Anyway, so in 1981, and my buddy that I went with read Ken Follett's The Man from St. Petersburg.
Okay.
And I was, he read that book, and I was just twiddling my thumbs on the train ride from London to Amsterdam, and we had just come from London, and a lot of the book, it's an espionage spy book, takes place in London.
Okay.
So I said, can I read the book when you're done? And I read the book, and I loved it, and the fact that we had just been in London for 5 days, and all these now, if we weren't on vacation there, I wouldn't have gotten all these places. And then from there, when we got home, I started reading more Ken Follett books, and then I just went from there. So and then writing, I worked in the city for many years.
Right.
So I would read on the train.
Okay.
So, yeah, love reading, big reader.
Just the two of you on that trip?
Just the two of us. We can make it if we can, just the two of us.
You and I.
Okay. Everything's a song with me.
Oh, yeah, it's a musical.
Yeah,
That's
it was,
fine.
right.
But I'm a little confused. So just the two of you, did he, I'm just curious, what made him decide, I'm going to be sitting with Les on train rides and traveling, I better bring a book? I mean, did he not like you? Because you guys, did you have conversation?
Well, I mean, you spent 3 weeks, and actually, we were roommates. He's my buddy Ed baby. I don't know if you're watching this right now. He's a writer. He was the photo. I'm sorry. He was the personal technology editor for USA Today. Now he is a writer for AARP magazine.
Very nice.
And so he's very well read, and he was a big reader, and he had the book, and we're best buddies for all these years.
Still.
And very
nice.
We just got together.
That's
right,
great.
An old friend of mine. So,
nice.
He goes back to the old days that I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so
which player was he?
What? Oh no, actually no. He lived the block away. He was one of the Yankees.
So if you lived a block away, you were.
Well, I mean, not that we shunned people that were a block away, but we knew each other through a different circle.
Okay.
But he knows all the people that were in the current circle.
Right.
So,
right.
Anyway, so all right, Ed, I'm getting you into the conversation. All right.
But are you reading more? Because you've been retired, what, a year or so now?
At the end of 2020.
Oh, wow. It's been almost 2 years already.
After 41 years of corporate business-to-business service sales, I'm now a full-time entertainer.
Good for you, man.
So I read a lot. And I always have a book. I do 30 minutes on my exercise bike every morning, and I read. And actually, I was reading the book that I'm reading now, which is a great book. That's why I missed Judge's home run, because I opted to read as opposed to stay up and pray that he finally hit one.
Right.
So
it must be a good book.
Yeah.
If you missed that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, let me just go back and read some comments, and then we'll continue
Comments.
with full-time entertainer and all that
I'd
stuff.
love to talk about that after the comments.
Let's see. Jeff Bosey, I'm waiting for him to mention about his Ovaltine decoder ring.
My Ovaltine decoder ring.
We rarely know what Bosey's talking about.
I was more of a Bosco kid and Cocoa Marsh back in the days. Not so much Ovaltine. I know what you're suggesting. Actually, I have it, but I'm not allowed to talk about this on the air.
I understand.
So I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff.
I'm going to mysteriously disappear after the show just for bringing it up, aren't I?
Yeah, you
yes,
are.
Yes.
Because if he tells you, he'll have to kill you. Okay.
Don Sill is watching. What's up, fellas? I love all New York teams except the Buffalo teams. They don't count as New York. Yeah, I agree with him.
The old Buffalo teams. So Don, if you're still watching, I do an impression of Jack Kemp, not as a politician, but when he was the Buffalo Bills quarterback. Remember at War Memorial Stadium, right? With the cold coming out of his mouth, he'd like this. 585! 585!
Another impression today.
So Don, when you wrote that comment, did you ever imagine that you'd be getting a Jack Kemp impression because of it? So okay.
Yeah, I think that's the next phase of the career here, getting into impressions. Right. Yeah. So we're talking about all the things in common that Maris and Aaron Judge have in common. So Jeff points out that they both own the Beatles record and they always play the song "Revolution 9" by the Beatles.
Really?
It's Jeff.
Is that the
No. Revolution 9. Revolution 9 is the weird one. Remember number 9. You remember that? It's on the White Album. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
Number 9. But no, doesn't it? That's at the end of a song.
No, that's just a full. That's a standalone song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's
It's like
my
this.
mind.
It's this.
And I'm a big Beatles guy too.
Yeah, it's just a weird montage of sounds.
It's the pressure of being on such a big show with a high profile host.
I can understand.
I know I would finally crack.
Being on Regis twice,
right,
walking the park, coming in here, you feel the pressure.
Walker,
Right. I get it. I understand.
I didn't know that about the two players, that they would listen to that.
Yeah, it's well known.
They were both weird.
Yeah, it's well known that Maris listened to that song over and over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Jeff. I have to read because I feel bad for him. I have to read his comments.
As opposed to when Mickey Mantle used to, his song was "Hey Bartender."
Yeah, that's true.
Relax, Mick in heaven. Everybody knew. It's not a big deal. We still loved you.
He talked about it himself.
You used to down them. It's okay.
He talked about it himself before he passed.
All right. By the way, he was my favorite Yankee.
Yeah, was he? Yeah.
Mick,
he was like a real, like a real hero type he was larger than life.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
If you went to a Yankee, I want to get back to the comments, but if
Yeah,
I
that's
went
fine.
to a Yankee game, and this is during the '60s when he was
Yeah,
there,
right.
There was no TV sets,
Right.
in the lobbies. So if
Right.
you were waiting for a hot dog for like 40 minutes, and then when you go to a ball game, you miss some of the stuff. You
Right.
hear the cheers, and everything. But
Yep.
if you were waiting on like 40 minutes and you were next, and you heard Bob Shepard go, "Now batting for the Yankees."
Right.
The center fielder, number 7, Mickey Mantle. Number 7, screw the hot dog.
Right. Yep.
Notice I could have said, fuck the hot dog, but that's not me, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a whole
totally
different show.
not me.
That's a whole different show.
Then you would, the heck with the hot, you would go back to your seat because you
Yep.
couldn't miss.
Yeah.
the neck. And I saw many walk-off home runs from, anyway.
Yeah. Don Sill, and again, sticking with the whole Maris,
Yes.
Aaron Judge thing, and 6 was afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9.
Yes, of course, everyone does.
Why is 77 such a good number?
Phil Esposito. Why 77? Why?
Because you get 8 more. Yeah, definitely Forrest Gump, says Kirsten. Right. Oh, the Money Pit, says Jeff Bosey. Yeah, that was all right. And
all right.
that was okay. Jeff, and then Don mentions League of Their Own. And then, who is this? Wilshire Comedy. First time.
Oh, Wilshire, that's Alan Streisfeld.
Oh, hello,
Alan, baby.
Streisfeld.
Alan.
He mentions the Green Mile. We didn't even think of that one.
There you go. Very good.
Yep.
So, Alan, did you Google that? Are you like sitting there that we can't see you?
Right.
How are you? Thanks for watching.
Don Sill mentions Pinocchio. Did that ever come out? I didn't even see that. And then he says,
Yes, you did. You're lying.
"Well, that was better than my get 8 more." But the Tom Hanks version.
He's a
did that-
marionette, yeah?
Oh.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I knew
Did
he
he
had
play
made
Geppetto?
one. He played Geppetto, but I don't. Did that ever even come out? Don says Atlas Shrugged. Cloud Atlas sucked. Yeah, okay, he's right. Those were all pretty good. Then he made a few amazing films too. Beansy says hello, Beansy. Then Alan Streisfeld also says Nothing in Common was a good movie.
Nothing in common.
I don't even remember that.
Wow, you're good, Alan.
Wow. Let's see. All right, Beansy says go Mets. Now everybody's just saying hi to each other. Beansy, how you doing down there in Florida? Joe, that's his nickname, Joe Beansy, but he lives in Florida.
Oh, okay. Hi, Joe.
He missed a tornado by 1 mile. Okay.
Missed by that much.
But by his mother's house, there's a massive cleanup. All right. Well, hope she's okay. If that's all you have to do is clean up, then then you're all right. But hopefully you didn't lose anything important.
Yeah, we were just in Florida visiting some relatives. But,
Oh, yeah?
That area. Thank God we got out. I mean, we came home on Sunday, but they're
just
fine,
this past Sunday?
Yeah, but I have
Oh,
a
wow.
brother-in-law lives in Venice, and we're waiting to hear back because he got like boom.
Yeah.
Like direct hit. So hopefully everybody's okay.
And right, that's what it said. That's what I have here. Category 4, winds up to 150 miles an hour when they hit the West Coast yesterday.
Yeah.
Florida's western coast yesterday. It's gotten weaker, but it's still a threat today. Floods that left people stranded in their homes and knocked out of power. More than 2.5 million people are out of power. Oh, this is, one of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded making landfall in Florida. Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Wow. And the rescue crews were forced to wait until conditions improved before they can even go and aid people. That's a little scary.
You know what would have been, I mean, not to take away from this, but you know what would have been funny if you did this particular segment, like from the Weather Center here at Governor's, and we did a green screen of being
with
in
the high
Florida,
winds, yeah,
and like
buckets of water.
John Trushin could like just could like hi John, how are you?
Right.
All right, and then I'd pour water on top of
Right.
you, so that the wind would be like
throw
that.
some trash to make it
you'd
look
have
like
your
stuff is blowing.
poncho on.
Yes.
And that would be
Maybe have like a little kitten sound in the background, so you get a little sympathy going. You feel
Absolutely. I
maybe
think
a little girl scream. Ah!
the next hurricane. Just keep that
Yes,
in mind.
sirens. Got to have sirens
you have
too.
to have
Yes,
sirens.
you're absolutely right. I got to do that.
Okay.
Let's see what else is that. So the hurricane is forecast to move across central Florida and be over the Atlantic Ocean later today, and then it's going to turn north and approach. Then it's going to hit northeastern Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina tomorrow. All right, so everybody be careful out there.
I hope it stays away from here because the next night I got tickets to the Giant game.
When, this Sunday?
Yeah, this Sunday.
Oh, wow.
Giants Bears.
Wow, very nice.
14th Road, 20-yard line.
Really?
I'll be there.
Sweet.
That's right.
Very nice. Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, if it does rain, though, the game's still happening.
Yeah. You sit there, it's tough in the rain. I mean, I've been to some rain games. It's not delightful, but,
Right.
You do what you got to do.
Right. Well, that's cool. Well, enjoy yourself. That's a good game.
Yep.
And then Alan said, where'd it go? He had, Nothing in Common was Tom Hanks and Jackie Gleason. I don't remember that movie at all.
Wow.
But then where did it go? He said he had, he said he has a photo of Mickey Mantle on his mantle. Oh, I just got that. Son of a bitch.
That's like having a picture of Roger Maris on your Maris.
Or a picture of the babe on your Ruth.
Oh. You're a very witty guy, Tony.
No. This is all awful stuff.
You're very witty.
When I bought in 1994. I bought a house in Hicksville.
Okay.
That's where I grew up, and then I, at the time wanted to stay there.
Right.
So I went. So the first time I saw the house, walking through, checking it all out, and the owner at the time still. They hadn't got their stuff out yet, so I saw the house fully furnished and everything, pictures on the wall.
Right.
And I go and look at the backyard, right? And it was weird. The back door was actually in a bedroom, so you had to walk through this bedroom to go out the back door. So I'm looking at the backyard, checking it all out. So I turn back in and I go. So I'm now back into this bedroom, and they had a picture on a shelf, right? And it was old. It was 5x7, but you could tell this picture was really old, black and white, and the whole thing. But you could tell it was the same backyard. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just checking out. I was like, oh, that's interesting. This picture's got to be probably 40 years old, maybe even more. And I wasn't even paying attention at first. It was a picture of three men, and they got their arms around each other. It looks like a barbecue or something. They're in their white T-shirts, and they have a beer. And I'm just looking at the background because I'm looking at the backyard. But then I look quickly at the three men, and I turn away. Also, I stop. I go back. Right in the middle of these three men, the man in the middle was Babe Ruth. And I swear to you, Les, I thought for a second, I wonder if they noticed I just took this picture and put it in my pocket. But of course I didn't. But I was hoping that, and I never asked the previous owner, hey, look, would it be weird to ask for a copy, or what are you going to do with that? Because again, it was that backyard. But I never saw the picture again after I saw the house for the first time. But so that's my whole useless story for you. But I don't know. It's always stuck with me.
Yeah,
So.
well, look, the comments are coming in hot and heavy. Who cares? So what? Why did you even mention that? You have other things to talk about. You're running out of time soon. So it did very well, the story.
Retirement.
I literally heard Tony with that one.
No.
So yes, retirement. Is it time for my shameless self-promotion?
Absolutely, as much as you want. So,
okay.
Yeah, so you're enjoying yourself in retirement.
I love it. I mean, I was entertaining while on the side while I was in corporate sales for 41 years. But now it's so exciting to be a full-time entertainer.
Because you are pretty much going full-time with this. You're moving and shaking here.
So here's what I have going on. I guess my centerpiece, if you will, is as a singer. I get a lot of gigs performing a very interactive and engaging musical program at assisted living facilities and nursing homes for senior audiences, and I absolutely love it. They're great shows. Performing for all the seniors. I'm getting a few a week. If you look on Facebook, I always say I'm on the Vegas Strip.
Right. Yes.
And every assisted living facility.
You just did the Venetian.
Is a different hotel on the 2022 Les Degen Assisted Living Music Tour. So I love when I post that and I go, oh, I can't believe you're in Vegas. I'm here too. Where are you? And I was going to be like, well, I'm at the Bristol and East Meadow.
Right.
You know, I'm not really at the
Just
Flamingo.
missed you. Yeah.
Right. So I'm having a great time with that. By the way, if anybody has friends or family that are in any of these wonderful facilities around, mainly Long Island, but in the tri-state area, if you go to my website, lesdegen.com, you'll see my schedule of where I am. So if you have a friend or relative, call them up, ask about visitation, and see if you can come in and enjoy the show. It's standards and show tunes from the 20s to 70s. Naturally, there's a lot of shtick thrown in. I go for the laughs. So that's been great. On the comedy end, I work with many of the fine comedy producers out there. Wilshire Comedy, Alan, one of them. I have a few great things coming up. If I can give a plug,
of course.
I'll be here in no particular order on October 26th, right here. In the main stage room at Governor's. I'll be performing in a comedy fundraiser for Laughter Saves Lives. Produced and hosted by John LaRocchia, a very good friend of mine. We're going to be raising money for a few FDNY charities, as well as a veterans charity. It's going to be a great show. I'll be on it with John. Megan Hanley will be on it.
Love Megan Hanley.
Megan is terrific. We're both from Seaford. It's actually the first show I'm doing with her. So
it's the first time ever doing a show.
Looking forward to working with you.
She's great.
A very funny man, John Butera, who runs Aragon.
Wait a second. Did you say a very funny man, John Butera?
Yes.
So it's not the John Butera who produces shows.
Oh.
Love John.
John, if you're listening, I hope you're not listening. No, he's a very funny man, good guy. Yes, he does a lot of shows here at Governor's.
Yes, he does.
He headlines many of them. Very funny guy, great guy. I actually, do I have anything coming up? I'm going to be hosting in November. He does a comedy contest. Every year I'll be at the Loft in Belmore on November 4th, being a judge on that. So,
nice.
John, I got that plug in there for you, but I'll see you on the 26th, and I believe headlining the show will be John Ziegler.
Nice.
A good buddy of mine who
John is
be
great.
good to work with you again, John.
Yep.
Let's see, on October 13th, I'll be doing a fundraiser as part of the Gateway Comedy. That's Mike Dillon's group. It's going to be a fundraiser right in Farmingdale on Route 110 to raise money for a charity called New Ground. It's a veterans charity.
Nice.
That's going to be great. Some people on the show, Jeff Goldberg, who's a new up-and-comer, is going to be hosting that show. Joey Petroni,
nice,
who is a good buddy of mine. We know each other, and does
one of the nicest guys
does
going.
a show here at
Yes,
Governor's.
he does. Yep.
He'll be on the show, as well as Chris Williamson.
Love
very
Chris
funny man. And then headlining will be the wonderful Eric Tartaglione.
Very nice.
So I just did a show with Eric on a Wilshire comedy, so I'm getting all those plugs in here, which is very important. And one more comedy, and then I'll divert to the last thing I'm doing.
Okay.
All right. And then on November, I'm sorry, that is... what is it? That is 11/11. I'm doing that show with John at the Loft. That's 11/11. On 11/4, I'll be at the Kings Park VFW. Hosting a wonderful show through Just Plain Keith Godwin. His comedy company is called Comedy to Go. I'll be hosting for him and Keith Anthony and Carrie Carabas.
Oh, wow.
So it's a powerful show. If you're in the Kings Park area, come on down. We're going to have a lot of fun.
That's a great lineup.
So those are my body. I'm 21 years celebrating being a comedian on October 12th. That is my comedy-versary.
Nice.
And last but not least, I'm very busy.
That's
in my
good.
retirement. I also perform with a terrific musical comedy group called the Retirement Village People with my good friend, comedy buddy Stevie GB. Joe Gellish, who is our wonderful keyboard player and a brilliantly funny and great voice woman. Anita Starlight, Alita Bloomfield is her real name, and so we do song parodies of classic rock and show tunes and pop from the 60s, 70s that have to do with being a senior, growing older, assisted living, and whatever. It's terrific. We've been doing a lot of shows, so we'll be at the Studio Theater in Lindenhurst on Sunday at 3 o'clock, October 16th. If you missed that, we'll be at the Seaford Library.
Oh, nice.
A gig that I can walk to.
Right.
I love it. We'll be there on Tuesday, November 1st. We have a whole bunch of shows booked. We just had a couple of... We were at the Off-Key Tiki back in August. Yep. We did an assisted living facility, a private gig, and then we had a great show at the Elmont Library back on August 5th. So... once again, www.lesdegen.com.
Yeah, I was going to at LESDEGEN.com. Would love to see you at any one of my shows for any of these wonderful... Stevie GB has always amazed me. That guy has, even before he retired himself, he was always nonstop.
Oh, Stevie's great.
Always doing something. It's always amazed me.
Oh, he's one of my oldest and dearest friends in the comedy business. He not only is headline stand-up comedy, but he has like 3 one-man shows.
Right.
That he does.
The Groucho stuff.
The Groucho
he's done,
stuff, and 2 about being on Long Island.
Yep.
And he also is a playwright. He's written several short plays,
right?
And he's actually got a wonderful voice. Stevie, if you're watching, people don't realize this, but you got some set of lungs. He does his musically he's wonderful. So. And the songs are very funny too. So
very nice.
So yes, thank you. I got to air out all that, and my beautiful, lovely wife Gail, who's so supportive, that lets me go out and do all these shows, and she actually is supportive because she goes, "Well, you get out of the house.
Exactly.
Can't you do some shows?
Now that you're retired, you're home all the time. You should do more shows, honey."
Last night before I started reading, we're hanging out. All of a sudden, she looks at me. She goes, "Don't you have a show tonight?" So thank you, honey, for doing that. There we go.
That's great. And I'm going to just take some of those segues. You can see Carrie Karavis right here in this club tonight. She's playing Governors tonight.
Carrie's going to be here tonight.
Tonight, yep.
Oh, my goodness.
And Eric Tartaglione, he's playing McGuire's next Friday, not tomorrow, the following Friday, with the Uncle Louie Variety Show.
Oh, wonderful.
Are you familiar with them? They're from Syracuse.
No, I'm not familiar. Eric and I actually saw him at the Met game. We were at the Met game
really?
2 nights ago. Yeah.
Oh, he was there too?
I ran into him. Yeah,
me and him talk all the time about going to a game. We just haven't made it happen yet. But love Eric. What a great guy.
Terrific. His wife Susan's a sweetheart.
Oh, yep. Susan, the spicy psychic.
The spicy psychic. That's right. Susan, here, if you're watching, am I going to have a good week?
Is it going to rain on Sunday for the
Oh, that's right.
Giant
Susan, please. Look at my palms and tell me if I'm going to get drenched. What? For $40, you'll tell me?
That's right.
Eric, talk to her, will you? How long do we know each other now? You can't throw me give me one little, forecast. I'm not asking her to talk to my grandmother who died back in 1962.
But that would be okay too.
It's a frickin' forecast is
maybe Grandma knows the weather.
Maybe she does.
The Uncle Louie guys, they're actually going to be Zooming with us next Friday, the day of the show. As they're driving down to Long Island from Syracuse, they're going to Zoom in with us. And old friend, good friends, they're great guys. So looking forward to that. And like I said, and then Eric's on that show too. And I'm trying to get Eric to join us in the studio that day. So that'll be nice.
That'll be wonderful.
Eric is he's what a great comedian, hell of a nice guy, and like you said, a Met fan.
Yeah, when I started, he was he had been doing it for a while, and he's been always so supportive, giving me advice and being there.
Yeah.
So
and it's funny you mentioned Studio Theater because they used to be owned by Broad Hollow Theater, and
okay.
Eric and I. Just recently, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, we were talking, and we realized that we were both working for Broad Hollow Theater at the same time. So we must have, back like 1989, 90. So we must have crossed paths back then, but we don't, because we were throwing names at each other. We knew all the same people. So he was obviously there, I was obviously there, but we don't remember each other from back then, but we were.
Well, I didn't realize you were with Broad Hollow.
Yeah.
Now, actually, before I got into doing the comedy and singing and everything, my background is in musical theater.
Right. Yes.
And I'm not going to get into it, but I've done a lot of wonderful musical theater parts. But one of my theater friends is Debbie Dubin Kaufman. Do you know Debbie?
Debbie, I worked with Debbie back then. I've talked to her at times. Now we reconnected on Facebook. There are times where she's like, I don't remember you. There are times she's like, I think.
The same with me when
Yes.
your name comes up. There are times when I
Yes.
think I remember.
Even though we see each other regularly, you're
Right,
like,
yeah.
I think so,
Yeah.
She and talk about what a tremendous talent that woman is. She is just a ball of energy, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, we had
Debbie.
worked together with the Suburban Players of One tour way back when.
Okay.
I played Applegate and Damn Yankees, and she played the woman reporter that's in that show. And then
Yeah.
also one of the fun things we did Fiddler on the Roof together, and I was Tevye. And then during the dream sequence, she played Grandma Seidel, who is this like weird, wild character that sings this song while I'm having a dream.
Right.
And just like during the show, I'm like in bed. If you've seen Fiddler on the Roof, and I'm next to Golda, and she comes up to me during the show, and every show, and she'd go up to me and start singing with me, like we would have these things going.
Uh-huh.
And as long as we're talking about Debbie, one of my biggest thrills in show business, she produced and directed and was the Wicked Witch of the West in a children's production of The Wizard of Oz. And
I can totally see her
last minute,
doing that.
unfortunately, I don't remember the gentleman's name, but they'd been doing this show for many years. I hate that I can't think of his name because maybe you would know who he was. He used to play Uncle Henry, the voice of the Wizard of Oz, and the wizard in the end scene where he's the the security guard, like, that's a horse of a different color. Come on.
Wasn't
Anyway,
Gary something, was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But we did a show in October. This is about 5 years ago, I guess. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a month before, she reached out and said, unfortunately, the fellow that's been doing this every year suddenly passed away, and we need someone to do that. And at the last minute, I said yes. So anyway, it was.
Wow.
I performed with a wonderful cast. And but the biggie, it was one show at the Westbury Music Fair.
Oh, wow.
So I got to perform in the Westbury Music Fair.
That's fantastic.
So
Wow.
Debbie, thank you. I will always remember you. Well, for many other things, but especially that.
Wow.
And that's coming up on the anniversary. That was like October of.
That's
something.
why.
So,
Yeah, I didn't know you had a chance to do that.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that was terrific.
Wow. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, Debbie's fantastic. That was my time with her. I did a lot of children's theater back then with Broad Hollow, and that's
okay.
where I worked with her. Yeah, great stuff.
Did I see you do a? I came to St. Joseph's College.
Yeah,
And there was
yes.
a children's show with a mustache girl. Was that your group?
A mustache girl.
What's her name? She performs and she lives in London now. I can't think of her name.
Oh, you're talking about Stacy?
Stacy.
Yeah. Stacy.
Was that Knockem Dead group?
That was. It wasn't Knockem Dead. It was before Knockem Dead. I had Drop Dead.
Ooh.
I had Drop Dead
Did
comedy.
I bring up a good memory for me, but not so much for you?
It's
all good.
I have great memories. It unfortunately ended in not a great way, but
all right.
But no, lots of fun memories.
This is what we call the Les Degen sucking all the good energy out of the show portion.
Absolutely not. No, I have lots of great memories. Okay. And when then we graduated to Knockem Dead comedy, and it all led to this.
So
it all led to
what I
this.
did was I conjured up
Exactly.
a good memory.
Exactly. And Stacy, definitly, we're proud of Stacy.
I got out of that one, huh?
Yeah, that was
she's
we covered that well.
She's doing great.
We had Stacy came and joined us right after she graduated high school. Stacy Smith is her name, and she worked with us for a few years, and then she moved to Chicago, where she became a part of Second City. Second City is where the original Saturday Night Live came.
All the
Cast
big
came.
come out of there.
Bill Murray, John Candy. John Candy was with the other one, but he also went to Second City as well. In the old days of Saturday Night Live, that's where they all came from, and even some of them now still come from there. In Chicago, Second City is still a force to be reckoned with. It's still huge, and she's worked with a lot of big names, and she really moved through the ranks and does a lot of work for them. And she apparently, I've never been there, and I regretfully have never gone to visit her, but apparently there's a big improv scene there. So there's other improv groups as well, along with Second City. So she's worked with a bunch of them, and yeah, she's worked and has lived all over the country, various places of the country with Second City. It's not actually England. She's been in Amsterdam.
Is it Amsterdam? Okay, I don't know why I said England.
Yeah, running a program there. Okay. She was in Boston for a while. Yeah, she's been around. She's been in Amsterdam for probably 2 or 3 years now.
Lady.
Very talented. Has auditioned a few times for SNL. Unfortunately, I don't know what they're thinking, but they haven't snatched her up yet.
Yeah, that's making SNL is like making a major league team. There's so many. You know how many good quality athletes there are that just never. There's only a handful.
Right.
This is a little off topic, but just how hard it is and why I made the analogy. I used to go to a summer camp back in the '60s, and they used to bring in a group called the Harlem Wizards. They were a knockoff of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, right.
They used to come around to all the camps. They had the same type of thing.
Aren't they still around?
What?
The Wizards? Aren't they?
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah.
They do like summer camps.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Schools
Yeah.
and everything. So anyway, one of the guys came. I forget what his name was, but he was just like an amazing talent. And we, as kids, we'd say, "How come you're not in the NBA?"
Right.
And he gave a serious answer about not bitter or anything, but just that there are like 14 positions on a team, and to get on an NBA team is a lot more than just talent.
Right.
It's relationships, it's contact. It's just like the comedy world.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And it's the same with
Same
improv
thing.
or acting. And
Right.
You know how many,
Right.
why we all know terrific comedians.
Right.
That are like, why aren't they on?
Right here in this building.
Why aren't you doing it?
Why aren't you a household name? And then it leads you to think about what a small percentage of them really do make it to that
And many
level.
that are right here on Long Island. And I won't name any names because I have too many favorites and I don't want to leave anybody out that one person's funnier than the other. But
Right.
there's so many people that they could be selling out Madison Square Garden. They could be, but maybe they have families. Maybe there's other.
Sure, right. Maybe they chose to
or
go
to really
path.
blossom and make it big. It's a huge commitment.
Yes.
That maybe as talented as you are, maybe you're not ready for that.
Right. That's an interesting point because a lot of people aren't.
But yeah, she could easily be with all her different voices and characters and everything.
The energy.
For Stacey Smith, we would love to see you on SNL.
Oh, absolutely, we would, without a doubt. And speaking of people who have, been out there trying to make it, our old friend Nigel Fullerton, he's going to be in town.
I love Nigel.
I think it's this Tuesday. He's coming in here to do Tuesday trivia with Fat Jay and Dan.
Oh my goodness!
And, I think it's just. I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure it's this Tuesday. Nigel's going to come in.
Tuesday at 11.
Tuesday at 11. Yeah.
Oh, I might have to. Do you have call-ins?
You can crash if you want. You can come on in and join us.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, why not? And then so there's other people in here. They'll be talking at times. So don't feel like you have to crawl out.
That was very funny.
Honestly, Les, that was one of my favorite moments ever in here.
Should we tell everyone?
We were doing our Saturday night green room show a few weeks ago. And, as you guys know, the green room show is getting the comedians from all the stages here. They can come in before they set, after the set, both. They talk about how it went or what it's like to be here. They'll talk about who's on the bill. And they'll come in here and they'll even pick on each other and joke around. And that night, I had a lot of people coming in and out that night.
Yeah.
And
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Although I can't remember his name, but I was on the John Butera's Aragona comedy show.
Right.
And the gentleman that came in here actually was on that show, too.
Right. Well, that's right. So
Continue the story.
his name was Liam Wynn. That was it, Liam Wynn. And he was sitting on the couch. He's from Dallas. And this was his first time coming to New York solely for comedy. It might have been his first time in New York at all, but I'm not positive. But definitely his first time.
The Vietnamese fella.
Yes.
At NYUNG.
Yes. Good.
It's hard to say.
And even harder to spell.
Yes.
So he was in here talking about his experience being here for the first time, and we're talking to him. So I saw you in the hallway, and I waved for you to come in. So you came in and sat down, but then you remembered you wanted to see, was it Butera's set?
John Butera was closing the show.
Right.
And I hadn't seen him well. I really wanted to see you. See that, John? If you're watching John Butera, I passed. I threw away a chance to be on with Tony.
That's
on
right.
A Saturday night. Big viewership Saturday night, so I could see you close the show. Anyway.
So you came in, but I didn't say anything to you yet because
I looked at him and I said, "Oh shit,
right,
John's on."
Right. So this guy was still making a point, whatever he was talking about. So I was going to let him finish. Then I was going to go to you, but then you signaled like, "I want to go see John." I was like, okay. Yeah. So instead of getting in the way, you worried about, I guess, being in the way of the camera, showing him. So you actually got on the floor on all fours and you crawled out of the studio. And this guy's talking. All of a sudden, he's just talking. He's just. And then we all lost it.
Yeah, he's like talking, trying to make a point. All of a sudden, there's a 68-year-old bald-bearded Jewish guy on his hands and knees going, what the hell's going on here?
That was so funny. We laughed. I don't know if you caught any of that.
No,
we were cracking up, man.
You were laughing. That was a fun night.
And maybe that's why we get along so well. Because you just said, he just sparked a thought in my head. The bald bearded, like two bald.
We hit it off from the beginning.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Do you remember how we met?
I remember going to see you at McGuire's before Governors owned it. And that was very early. In fact, Stacy was with me. We went to see you. It was you and Stevie GB at McGuire's. This has got to be like 2006 or probably 2007 or 8, actually. Yeah, around there somewhere.
Oh, that's right. A group was on the stage. That's the...
Yeah, I have pictures of us on the stage, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. And that, if I'm not mistaken, that was right around the time we met. That wasn't when we met, but it was right around that time we were just getting to know each other.
I'm trying to think. I had hosted a folk contest. I was the comedian host for like a folk singer-songwriters contest at the Authors Playhouse in Bayshore.
Yes.
And so from doing that, I think April had reached out.
Right.
Because you're looking to do what was it, to do a roast or something?
Oh, yes. Yes, somebody had hired us to do a roast, and so we were looking for some comedians that would do it.
So I came down to your basement.
Yes.
Right. I came down to your studio. Your studio. It's well, it's not really your basement. It's more like a 1,400 square foot high tech studio that was in Steve. I don't know why.
Sure.
I don't know why I thought basement. What a stupid thing to say.
Ridiculous.
And I had to. Did I come up with my own roast?
We gave you some material, and then you just information of what the roast would be about, and then you came in and you worked it out yourself.
And that I think was the first for it. I don't know. Remember whatever happened to that? But we just became.
Yeah, we just hit it off right from there. And like plus the fact that we realized we were kind of neighbors. We just
right. If we would like on other side of the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway.
Yeah, we were pretty much directly across.
Pretty much directly across. Right? Yeah. So we could have actually, if we had good arms, we could have had a catch over the Seaford, Expressway. And it would be like this. One, I got it. Food, then crash.
Right, and run.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely would hit some car.
It would be constantly yelling, car, and you have to move all your stuff. Car. And we also met. Oh my goodness!
Another comedian,
Gina Scarta. We met her the same way.
Gina lives in Venice, I think now. So I hope her
hope
house
she's
is
okay. Yeah. I haven't.
Right, met Gina. So Gina and I did a bunch of shows together.
Yeah,
very fun. Now she's performing with the
She was performing with the
Italian
Improv.
Chicks.
Oh, right, the Italian
Gina,
Chicks.
You're still performing with the Italian Chicks. I think I've seen you on some of the on some of the flyers. No.
Yeah, she's great.
Anyway, yes.
But that's how we met her as well. But you're right. That's right. We hit it off from there, and then I went to see you at McGuire's, and then what was it? Then maybe a year or two after that, you actually did a murder mystery with us.
Was that Stevie GB's variety show, or?
I remember it was you, Stevie. It was who's the wacky Sparky Draconis.
Oh, Sparky.
He was on that show.
Right, Mark Draconis, Sparky.
And there might have been a fourth. I don't remember.
I think that might have been a Stevie Gibi show.
Probably.
Because he used to do this like variety show.
Okay.
So,
but it was just comedians, though. It wasn't, when you say variety show, I'm picturing other types of acts. This was just comedy.
Wait a second. Didn't I sing If I Were a Rich Man that night?
You know what? I think you
was,
did.
Yes.
You're right. Okay. All right.
I sang that, and it's all coming back.
Yeah.
But I still have on Facebook the picture of all you guys up on stage.
Yes. Yeah, after the show, I remember. Yeah.
So that might have been the first thing that we did together.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
it was,
Yeah. But then you did the Murder Mystery with us, which I was mad because the reason you did the Murder Mystery was because we booked 2 shows on the same night. So we didn't actually get to work together because I was working the other show.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So I was...
That was so much fun.
Yeah, and I was upset.
What was that, Bubby Greenberg?
Bubby Greenberg. Yeah,
normally would have been some like Italian character.
It would have been Bubba Brazzi normally.
Oh, okay.
Normally, yeah, but we were doing a Jewish version of our mob show, so and I remember actually we even had you kind of tweak some of our lines for us to fit the Jewish theme
to make it more Jewish with the Plainview Jewish Center or something like that. So
yeah, it might have been something like that.
That was a lot of fun.
East Meadow, right on Merrick Avenue.
East Meadow. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Right.
Don't mind us. We're just reminiscing.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, you just talks amongst yourselves.
All right. So I guess it's pretty obvious, and then retirement is treating you well.
I actually love it, and I'm so busy. If I don't have a show one day, it's like I have a day off.
Right.
So, but I'm doing it. I'm I'm making people happy. I love being on stage. I'm getting a little. I don't have a pension, so it's a little extra guilt to help me through my retirement, and it's all good. I'm having a ball.
And let me ask you, and I mean this in all seriousness. You have got to be one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life. And I don't know a single person. Your name comes up around this club a lot, and especially in this room. And I always say it's you and Joey Cola, where you just say the name and people just light up. I have never ever, and God's honest truth, I have never ever heard anybody say a negative thing about you. I mean, and everybody knows you, everybody loves you. Where does the positive attitude come? Has you always been this way?
No, nobody has a bad thing to say about me because I don't produce comedy shows.
Right.
I'm not a comedy producer. When you do that, then all of a sudden, oh boy, here comes the problem.
He's trying to say Butera's a miserable prick. That's what he's trying to say.
Well, John, that's the second knock.
Oh yeah, John's used to it. We grew up.
The second knock. Oh, all right. Okay, look at this. My goodness.
I'm actually doing my first John Butera show New Year's Eve. I'll be in the Giggle Room doing stand-up.
How wonderful.
Yep.
How wonderful.
So, yeah, he's used to me picking on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, John's a great guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
A good friend, so,
and I have an Ira Gordon comedy shirt.
Oh, all right.
Why do I have one? Because he made me pay for it. I actually had to pay him
really?
$15, that son of a bitch.
Really?
But then he felt bad and he gave me a second one. I was like, what do I need a second one for?
Don't you have a shirt you could give him? Couldn't you do a barter deal?
You know, I should have. I should have said, take a Knockem Dead comedy shirt. We'll call it even. You
That's
cheap
right.
bastard. That's what I should have done.
So what we were just talking about?
The positive attitude.
Oh. Well, first of all, it's I work hard at it. I mean, I'm pretty naturally a happy-go-lucky guy, but
like it's a conscious decision to stay positive and work at it.
Yeah, no. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of hard work to be happy.
Yeah.
Especially in this climate,
Right,
and,
right.
So every morning I read motivational literature, I listen to inspirational music, and I smoke a bowl of opiated hash. But relax, I'm only kidding. I never read before noon.
What?
Actually, no, I really do. I work at it. I journal every morning, and I write positive things about things that are going on in my life.
Do you really listen to inspirational music?
Well, I love music. Well, like being a singer and
right. But that was my question. What do you consider inspirational music? Give me some examples.
I love listening.
Just something you like.
Like I listen to rock and roll in the morning, and everything could be anything, and it doesn't have to be any particular group. I'll just click in rock songs of the 60s or 70s, and I work out every morning. I do a lot of walking and just. Just really focus on my thought process.
Okay.
And let me tell you, life's not perfect. Everybody has challenges.
Yeah, of
but
course.
I try to minimize, when something bad is going on, I try to deal with it and address it, but I try not to harp on it. And it's a lot of hard work.
It is.
Right, I
Yeah.
piss off all my family members, when I tell them, if they got a problem, don't, Dad, not everything is one of these positive thinking books. But in the meantime, it really does. It takes, but I guess I'm lucky.
Yeah. Well, and
I had like very wonderful, supportive parents. I grew up with a lot of music and laughter in the house, and
Right.
yeah.
And it does look like talking about your kids, but it does seem like it's rubbed off. I mean, you guys look like a happy family.
Yeah.
You got
sure.
yours.
We have issues like
Yeah.
anyone else
Sure.
in the dynamic, but we just had a wonderful Rosh Hashanah together, and yeah.
What? So tell me something, because I can't even picture you mad or yelling at somebody. So give me an example of something that makes you mad. I mean, obviously politics and all that garbage, but like something like almost like an everyday thing or a pet peeve.
A pet peeve. Well, it doesn't make me mad, but I'll tell you one of my pet peeves.
Okay.
There's something that makes me super angry. Sometimes I'm accused of like not getting pissed off enough and stuff. But
wow.
I learned to. But I'll give you one of my pet peeves. This is my biggest one. All right. When someone says something like that's wrong by accident, it's a mistake, and they go,
Okay.
"Oh, sorry, I lied." I hate that. In other words, and the example is, all right, Les, so can I book you on that show? It's on the 12th. And I'll say, yeah, the 12th. I'm sorry, I lied. It's the 10th. I hate that. It's no, you didn't lie.
Right.
A lie would be if you said, I'm doing a show on the 12th, but it's all, booked already, and then I find out that it wasn't booked,
Right.
and you just didn't want me on it, then you lied. But to say something by accident, and I hate that. It's a stupid. Well, that's what a pet peeve is. Something that's stupid.
Oh,
little
yeah.
thing that drives
Right.
me nuts.
Absolutely.
But a lie is when you give wrong information on purpose. But if you say something by accident,
Right.
then that's not a lie.
It's just an accident.
It's like, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Some people maybe don't like to say I was wrong. Maybe to say I lied.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. To say, I think I'd rather admit I was wrong than to say I'm a scumbag who lies.
But let me ask you, how long have you felt that way about the situation, Tony?
Let me lay down on the couch and.
All right, please. We can do that right after we finish crossing swords. You've come full circle,
in my basement
That's
studio.
right, in the basement studio. So, yeah, but I wish I had a better answer, but I don't know.
No, that's a
that,
great answer. That's a great answer.
Did I get really super angry? Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, I wish there were more Les Degens out there.
Ah, thank you.
Absolutely. It's true, though.
That's very nice of you.
Like you said, this current climate, because it's crazy times.
Yeah.
Crazy times. And speaking of music, because you're talking about musical theater and you're a big music guy, I'll give you this last story, and then it's time for us to get out
Wow,
of here.
boy, did this 90 minutes fly.
It did.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Did I talk too much?
Is the sky blue? No. No, not at all.
Because I have ADD. A lot of times I hijack conversations.
No, this
Okay.
is perfect.
Okay,
perfect.
good.
So I caught this story and I was like, oh, this is perfect for Les coming in. So Anderson Cooper, he was on the Colbert Show.
Okay.
And he mentioned that he found a pile of love letter telegrams that were sent to his mother. His mother was Gloria Vanderbilt. He found.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he's Gloria Vanderbilt's son.
Wow, my wife has a pair of her jeans.
Yeah, I think a lot of people might. Yeah.
Okay. See that? I just hijacked it.
But
I
it was
thinking
funny.
of that.
It's funny.
Okay.
The banter. That's what this show is.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, he recently found a pile of love letter telegrams sent to his mother from Frank Sinatra, and he had no idea that they were lovers for.
Wow.
Apparently, after investigating it, yeah, they were lovers for a short time. So he found he found boxes of stuff from her epic life, as he put it. She never threw anything away, so he's been going through her stuff, and he found some of the stuff that Sinatra sent during a short-lived romance with Vanderbilt that he would send to her while he was traveling. So he gave one example, and it just cracked me up, and I don't know, for some reason I just figured you'd appreciate it. So one of the messages Sinatra sent to his mother, I guess this was a nickname. He called her Star. So, and it was a telegram. So, Star, stop. Coming to town, stop. Love your fella on the white horse, stop. And then it ends with ring-a-ding-ding. To me, that's just a Sinatra thing. You know, ring-a-ding-ding, baby. Here I come. You know, like
it could be.
Just crack.
That's something that I would do. But that could have been a private joke.
It could be, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Ring-a-ding-ding, my
He might
ding-a-ling.
have called her ring-a-ding-ding, a ring-a-ding-ding. So
The old Chuck Berry tune, right?
That's
My
right.
ding-a-ling.
he may have called, and that we didn't see the telegram that she sent back, where she would have said, "Dear Yodel." So you see, we don't know that.
I love the way you fit into my jeans, my dear Yodel.
That's right, my dear Yodel. That's good. But I never knew that Anderson Cooper was.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, so I was right. I knew you'd get a kick out of the. Again, I can just see it. You know, coming at you, baby.
Yeah.
Here, get ready.
Oh,
Ring
yeah.
a ding ding.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. Andy Plagano says he hates when people pronounce pecan. Pecan. What?
Oh, maybe pecan.
Pecan.
Hi Andrew, how you
pecan.
doing?
Andy Plajanos, he'll be in here tomorrow.
Oh, all right, Andy, baby. I saw him on that Saturday night.
Yes, that's right. He was in here
right
too.
before I crawled out on my fours. That's right.
Andy just did a road trip doing comedy shows with Terry McNeely and Billy Geyer.
Oh, how wonderful!
And a bunch of other weirdos. So yeah, I'm looking forward to. I no doubt there is a bunch of debauchery and
no.
yeah, and shenanigans. So looking forward to hearing
And
about
that's
that
just
tomorrow.
Terry.
Exactly. So there you go. LesDegen.com. Lots of dates, lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think of it. I should have had music prepared. We should have ended with "If I Were a Rich Man" or something.
Oh, that's right. I could have brought my music. I could have.
I didn't even
I could have
think of
banged
it.
out a Sinatra song or something.
Yep.
You want to do one together?
No. I'll listen to you a cappella.
You want to do?
You don't want to hear me sing.
I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. And I've got you under my skin. I try so not to give in. I said to myself, this affair never will go so well. But why should I try to resist when, Tony, I know so well that I've got you under my skin? It's a 3-minute, 30-second song. I'm not going to do the whole thing.
Well, now that you asked, the answer is no. So
Oh, okay.
that was great.
Thank you.
Well
thank
done,
you.
pal. Well done.
Thank you.
Les Degen, the nicest guy in Long Island comedy.
Ah, jeez.
Thank you, pal.
You know,
This is
can
fun
I
as
say
always.
something I've always wanted
Of
to
course.
say to you on the
Sure.
air?
Shut up.
Tony, fuck you!
Something you'll probably never hear him do on stage. So,
Thanks for having me.
I love. Andrew Fremder says Les Sinatra. Yes, there he is, Les Sinatra.
Les Sinatra.
But he spelled it with 2 S's.
And more Deegan.
Right. There you go. LesDegen.com. Thank you, pal. This was a
Thank
lot
you,
of fun,
Tony.
man. Thank you. We're out of here. Today is Thursday, so nothing on tonight. I'll be back here tomorrow with Andy, and then Donversations tomorrow night. Everybody enjoy your day. Go to govs.com, by the way, and make some reservations to some great comedy shows. Like we mentioned, Carrie Karavis is here tonight. Got a lot of great shows going on this weekend, and even in the future. Don't forget, November 18th, Hershey and the Keegs doing their show in the Giggle Room with some good friends. Let's see. Hey, who was that?
I don't know.
We were just waving. People were waving to us. Let's see. I have where is it? Oh, there it is. And don't forget, October 28th, Friday, October 28th, Knockem Did Comedy performing our 1980s themed murder mystery show just in time for Halloween. It's a costume contest. It's a murder. Everything that goes well with Halloween. You can wear your favorite 80s outfits or wear any costume you want. There's going to be a costume contest. It's going to be music. It's going to be a blast. And, of course, a murder that you guys get to solve. So go to govs.com and make your reservation for all these great comedy shows, including the show that Les has coming up at the end of October here at Governor's. Again, govs.com. If you'd like to do, if you're interested in doing a show in this wonderful studio of ours, let's see. Okay. In this wonderful studios of ours with our cameras and our microphones and our lights and our graphics and Zoom and phone capabilities, it's all here. Get in touch with us through our Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, and we'll hook you up really well. We have some new shows coming your way soon. We'll be making announcements as well. Exciting stuff going on here. And I think that's it. Knockem Dead Comedy, of course. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com. Check out our schedule and how you can hire us for your event. All right. We are out of here. Les Degen, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. If you're in the hurricane area, be safe. Okay. We're out. See you tomorrow.